what was the religious setting or zeitgeist in Germany and then under communism? Because wasn't it all kind of one way?
Oh, absolutely. We, I, I give you a very interesting example. First of all, I was told from day one, the only gods that are acceptable were the gods out of Greece, and the Roman Empire, and they were obviously legends. They weren't real. Uh, we Marxism clearly denies the existence of any god and calls religion the opium for the masses. And we heard this from the moment we entered kindergarten. My parents, interestingly enough, my one set of my grandparents was religious, because I know this because they had three girls. They named them Ruth, Eva, and Judith. These are names from the Bible. Now, the word God in a Christian sense, I never heard this in my family. So we had Christmas, and we didn't know about Jesus. We celebrated a pagan Christmas. Easter, same thing. There was no cross in Easter.
What does
So
that actually mean, a pagan Christmas and Easter?
pagan? Oh, that means Christmas trees were developed by German tribes. The Feast of Light, so to speak. The sort of the change over into the new year. They got the date a little bit wrong, but and then we had a Santa Claus. Uh, what did we call him? Father Nicholas or something like that. So it was just like a guy with a beard and with a rucksack who distributed the presents and said the German version of ho ho ho.
But there was just no religion in it, so it was
Absolutely none.
okay.
I found in my grandparents' home. Once found a copy of the Bible, and curious as I was, I started reading it. But you read it. I read it from page one, and I got rather bored rather quickly. You cannot, as a newcomer to the Bible, you cannot read it like that. You need to start with the New Testament if you want to be entertained and stay interested. So, and one more thing, if you were a believing Christian, it was very hard to have a career. I I had one classmate in college who openly confessed that he was a Catholic, and I had influence. I had influence as a student representative of the government of the section chemistry. There were one student representative, there were professors, there were administrators, and they made decisions. and and I got them to make an exception for my friend Klaus after interviewing him and asking him if our country were ever invaded by NATO, would he fight on our behalf? And he said yes, as that was good enough for me. But clearly, he didn't try to evangelize me because he knew that would have caused him to be punished. His career would be over. And real believing Christians were rare. And the East German secret police made a note of them. If you were a Christian, you were seen to go to worship on a Sunday. The Stasi, East German secret police, had an entry in your records, and there was also a Christian party, but that was led by communists in disguise. Okay, and there were some pastors who actually snitched and betrayed their own congregation. So it was all. See, the East Germans were the communist rulers were very, very smart, because after World War II there was a bit of a revival. There was a spirituality that came up, and Germany had a very strong Christian tradition. So what they did, rather than forbidding Christianity, they choked it and corrupted it and co-owned it. It worked really well. The same way, by the way, Vladimir Putin uh, has made a deal with the Christian Orthodox Church in Russia. They're working hand in glove.
I actually just interviewed somebody who he is a minister, but his take on it is that he doesn't really like religion. And he thinks a lot of people who are religious don't really have proper faith because they basically, as long as they're following their rules or within their sect, then they're happy. And they don't, and especially in modern days, he went on a bit with me about how the Ten Commandments aren't really believed by most faithful people.
He is right. That doesn't make any uh, organized church bad, because I here in Texas I've visited quite a few where the preaching is very solid. It's Bible centric. But I belong to a church where the pastor, I don't know if he coined that phrase, but he despises churchianity. That is the
That's a good
people
term.
that just go to church on a weekend and then go back home. We are a small church with 60 members, and you can't just join. You're being interviewed to be told what we believe in, and if you don't believe in it, and that's all Bible centered. If you don't believe it, it makes you uncomfortable. A lot of people say, "No, I can't come." So it's 60 people, and I joined about a year ago. I'm getting to know every one of them, and we're very supportive of one another. This is how Christianity first started. They met in homes, house churches, and and the mega churches are pretty much, I believe, all very very damaging to the faith. They're more into entertainment, and and once you have another one of an established hierarchy, that I'm not saying that they're evil on purpose. I'm not saying that they're bad
Well, I
people.
will. I think they're pretty bad people who run those mega
Some
churches.
are, but I won't name any names. But to maintain the hierarchy, you have to become political in some way.